Rev Billy and his Stop Shopping Gospel Choir, a protest performance group that emphasizes environmental consciousness in New York City, got into some hot water for a recent demonstration at Chase Bank in Midtown Manhattan. In September, Rev Billy, real name William Talon, and his choir were chanting and singing as they entered the bank to protest the bank's financing of mountaintop removal for mining purposes. Many of the choir members were wearing costumes consisting of golden-toed heads. The toad is an endangered species. For 15 minutes, the choir sang and Rev Billy preached about the, quote, sins of the bank's involvement and support of environmental degradation. According to VillageVoice.com, Billy and his choir director, Nehemiah Luquette, were charged with rioting in the 2nd degree, menacing in the 3rd degree, unlawful assembly, and 2 counts of disorderly conduct. The punishment sought by the prosecutor had the potential of a year in prison. Immediately afterward, Rev Billy took to the social media, including Facebook and Twitter, to inform his followers about the charges leveled against him and the choir. Supporters quickly produced a Change.org petition calling for the charges to be dropped. In a follow-up hearing on December 9th, however, the prosecution representing Chase Bank reduced the charges as well as the recommended punishment. The new request for punishment calls for Rev Billy to plead guilty to disorderly conduct and to serve 1 day of community service, a substantial reduction from the original charges. IndyKids attended a recent performance by the choir at Joe's Pub. During the performance, Rev Billy spoke about his situation and what his choir stands for. The charismatic protester, who has a serious sense of humor, told Amy Goodman of Democracy Now! That as upsetting as the charges have been for him, they haven't been bad for attendance. This fact was clear from the sold-out show that we attended. The next court date for Rev Billy will be February 27th. This is Robert for IndyKids.org.
Who you're most trying to reach through these first-hand demonstrations, would you say?
I'm waiting for the bag. It's right here, sir.
The bank workers themselves, the customers, passers-by. We had a few hundred people that wondered what the hell we were doing. They may have gotten some information. Right now, Americans do not connect these big banks with climate change. The average parent who's worried about their kids' health doesn't connect Citi and B of A and UBS and Chase with the degradation of the climate. Really, the honest answer to your question is we're starting with a lot of people to educate, and we're startled ourselves by the research that we're getting from the natural scientists and people who investigate. A lot of the investments of these big hedge funds are completely hidden. Nobody knows.